Music Man.
Hello and welcome to Relationship Soup. I am your host, Lisa Hughes. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a wonderful show lined up. I hope that you all have had a wonderful week. So today we have a dynamic show, and it's close to my own heart because those that know me personally know how I felt about my dad, who I lost back in March. And today we're actually going to explore, we're going to talk about fathers and their influence on their daughters, like in their lives, how fathers help to actually shape the narratives of their daughters. And we have a super dope soul. Okay. He is dynamic. His name is Prince Milkama, and he is the founder of Healed Hearts and Open Minds. So, without further ado, my friend Daniel would tell me, hey, Lisa, let's go ahead, let's get into it. So, we're going to go ahead and get into it today. So, again, thank you all for joining us. And please make sure that you chime in on your thoughts. So, I'm going to go ahead and add Prince to the stage now. Hi, Prince. How are you today?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm fantastic. I cannot complain, not one bit. You hear me? Life is good.
For sure.
Absolutely. So, your week been good?
My week has actually been good. Coming off a vacation, so I'm kind of
Oh,
getting back into the mix of things.
can I be nosy?
Go,
Where'd
can you be, go ahead, be nosy, man. That's what it's for, right?
you right? Absolutely. Where you been? Look, where'd you go? I'm nosy.
So I had Vegas planned.
Oh,
But then life happened, and then I had to take care of life first. So, um,
absolutely.
I used the time off to just chill with family and be with people that I normally don't get a chance to be with because I'm a busy schedule.
Absolutely. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So it looks like we got some people in the room. It looks like Maurice is like, "What's up, y'all? What's up, Maurice? What's up? What's up? What's up?"
What's going
Right?
on, bro?
Yeah. So let's go ahead and get into it. Hold on. Let me shout out my mama because she was like, "You don't be shouting me out, Mama. Thank you for listening. Okay, I know you listening. Thank
Hey,
y'all.
mama.
Hey, Mama." All right, so let's go ahead and get into this, Prince. So can you tell our listeners about you? I know that you have a super dope foundation. So tell our listeners about you.
So my name is Prince, founder of Healed Hearts, Open Minds. I kind of got the idea from just pretty much things that I went through in my life and things that I've healed from, And then once you heal from some different things, you're able to learn more and you gain wisdom, and then you get in contact with people and you start having conversations, and within those conversations you end up growing. um, so it just started off as just a group, just to speak freely, no judgment zone, right? And man, we hit a few topics that just there are a lot of people who are not healed, and then you got people who are healed and are helping people navigate their lives through trauma. So that touched me, and it drove me to my purpose, which was outreach, and I just wanted to help people. I get a joy out of helping people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's amazing how you wouldn't think that these groups actually help, right?
Oh
And
man,
it's amazing that like all of the people that come together and that are willing to share their experiences and different things, and how you're able to learn and teach, right? If you open. Now it's some crazy stuff out there, right?
yeah,
Because I
very,
know I'm in some groups and I'm like, bruh. But
very.
when the intention is to actually come together and share experiences and help each other through this thing called life, right? It's an amazing experience. So thank you
Very.
for doing what you do with that.
Oh yeah.
All right. So we're going to talk about daughters and fathers and the importance of fathers and daughters' lives, right? Do you want to share like why this topic is like close to your heart?
This topic is close to my heart. For one, because I have daughters, and um, just I chose this topic pretty much for the information that it could probably help with other men who are dealing with issues with their daughters, or if you're not dealing with issues, maybe you just want to chime in and you're about to be a father to a young girl, a baby girl. Our approach as an African American man like myself is vital in the the growth and the development of a young black girl who is going to grow to be a queen to a man one day, right? And or to whoever she chooses, right? And it is literally the main thing is being present. I'm learning, but in being present, what are you teaching and what jewels are you passing down? How are you handling your emotions in front of your child? Because they pay attention to everything, and everything can shape who they become as adults, and that's you don't want your pain or your trauma to show through your children.
Mhm. That's so important. And it's crazy because it never fails. Every time before a show, I always see something relevant. I guess Facebook and them be listening, right?
Hmm.
But it was talking about like, it was like a post about, raising children out of love and giving them attention versus raising them out of survival and, trauma and different things like that. Because I would think as a parent, when you parent, what your experiences are, it kind of bleeds onto your baby, right? So that's really that's deep.
Yeah, the things that you haven't healed from are probably going to be the things that your child notice most, unfortunately,
Mhm.
because those come
Abs-
out in all aspects of life. So it's pretty crucial.
It is. It's crucial, and it seems like it's important to recognize it so that you can break some of those generational curses too, right? Because I am a believer in generational curses and stuff like that. So
For sure.
absolutely. So let me ask you this: how do you feel your presence in your daughter's life, right, impact her emotional development? Like, how do you feel like your presence impacts that?
So
So
as a
as a
father,
father, yeah,
the emotional presence, you're the one who creates balance for her. You're her first relationship with a male, or should be relationship with the male. So she's gravitating to everything you do. She's paying attention to how you speak to people, how you speak to other women, her mother. She's paying attention to how you dress. She's paying attention to all of these things, and she's pretty much a sponge from that 0 to 12 age group. And it's imperative that you have help when it comes to that question. You do need a village for that specific question, right? The father is important because that's somebody that you look up to, and that's somebody that's your protector, and that's that should be the number one man in your life. But in that, with the social and emotional development, that's when mom and dad have to come together, and aunt, uncle, and cousins, and everybody has to come together and kind of believe the same thing, and put that into that child, because right now that's one of the most weakest areas when it comes to our children, unfortunately, is the emotional development. They are lacking emotional development and social development as well. They're kind of they're different. You couldn't keep us in the house. Now you got to almost force them out of the house. It's
Y'all
just
know how to play.
yeah, it's different.
Definitely. So, and we kind of touched on this before the show, like kids, girls and boys, right, are exposed to so much. Like there's the social media piece, like Instagram has the images on what's perfect, what's working, what's not, and it's a lot of exposure and pressure on kids, and especially I would say girls, right? Because, image, you got to look like this, you got to talk like this, and, so let me ask you this. How do you feel like what do you do to help your daughters with self-esteem and confidence? Because that is so important these days. Like, can you reflect on how you help them or instill like the whole
Yeah.
self-esteem piece?
So for me, you got the general things. Always telling them they're beautiful. Always encouraging them. Even when they grab the makeup thing, make sure you stop them, look them in the face. Hey, you look good without this makeup, right? All right, bet. Let's get to it. Let me help you with the makeup. Like those are some of the ways that I go about it. But I think more so, you do it at home. But then, what do you do when they got their phone and they searching those things that you are speaking of, or they overhear a conversation of someone they look up to, maybe a cousin or an aunt or something, and the aunt's talking about my butt flat. I want to BBL, right?
Mm.
And what are you really saying to that child? If you're not embracing your imperfections and saying, what, this is me, because we're individuals, right? So I think we need to hone in on individuality. Like, it's okay to be you. There's only one you. It's actually magnificent. All right. So just honing in on individuality, for me, making sure that they understand that they are going to be different from a lot of people. They are going to have different thought processes. And it is okay. Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely. That I totally agree with that, right? Um, Even like with my dad, rest his beautiful soul, right? Um, those that know me know I lost my dad back in March. So, and this is an ongoing thing because I can remember as a little girl, my father telling me that I was beautiful, right? And I can remember him telling me that, you're powerful. And that was an ongoing thing, even up to when I had gotten married, right? I remember seeing my dad, and we were like in the dressing room, and it was time for me to walk down the aisle. And I just remember even him telling me, "Baby girl, you beautiful. Little girl, you ain't need that makeup." Right? And it was just even more reassuring. Like, my father always instilled different things, not just with the physical, the spiritual, the mental, and different things like that. So it's definitely an ongoing thing and very important. So I just wanted to share that piece.
oh yeah, and that's beautiful. It goes to the power of a male. So
Mhm,
the I want to say this: the beautiful thing you have as a male is the ability to rebound
mhm,
if you are willing, right? So even if you drop the ball, right? Because I've dropped the ball. I've dropped the ball before. On the emotional aspect, it is very hard when you are trying to be a father outside of the house, and then you have a household, and then
mhm.
and then you have an obligation to that you a commitment pretty much to another person, and then that other person has a child, so that now you feel like that child is getting more than your child because that child wakes up to you, right? So you as a man, when you going through these things, and if you got the right mother, she gonna say that to you, right?
Mhm.
Let's do
Mhm.
it in our world. She gonna say that that kid wake up to you every day. Yeah, and it is it is easier to look down and see his shoes messed up. I see it. All right. The big thing is for with me though is more so the rebound. As dads, we can say something
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
it's golden. Mama
Ab-
screaming for an hour. Sit down, sit down. Hey man, I said sit down, man. Done. Silence. Right. That power that you have as a male figure, and it's not just over girls, it's over boys as well. I can just give my boy a look, and you're gonna be like, let me leave him alone, right? And mama can scream it all day. Right?
Mhm.
Use that power. That power is there for a reason. That power is there for you to use it in the positive ways, though. Right. And if you need to rebound, use it to rebound because they still listening, even though they feel it. They feel away.
That's true. That's very true. And there was this viral video, and like you said, the mama was like screaming, like telling this kid, "Get down, get down, get down." Father walks in, look at this child, and did a gesture. That child got in line, right? And I believe, and everybody's situation is different, right? I don't want anybody walking away feeling bad.
Yeah.
Fathers and mothers balance each other, and a child needs both, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely.
Go back. So go back, and mother she's fat. So yeah, I agree with tonality. Right.
Mm,
So as a mother, as a man, that's my first relationship with a woman. Right.
definitely.
Depending on how that relationship goes, right? So, depending on how that relationship goes is depending on how I'm going to push forward. It's not necessarily meaning that everyone's going to just grasp everything. I think we touched on this. Everything's situational. Everybody looks at things differently, and some people take things differently, right? And they grow. But if you had a healthy relationship with your mother coming up, right? The chances of you having a healthy relationship with a woman as an adult skyrocket. I believe that.
Mhm.
Same with as it goes with man and daughter. And the hard part about that is whatever going back to the social and emotional development, right? That's why I believe in fibs.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
don't
Mhm.
believe kids are mature enough to understand some issues that me and you might have.
Absolutely.
They shouldn't be involved in that because now they trying to make these decisions. They trying to they picking sides unconsciously.
Absolutely.
Said you did this. Well, Daddy saw that. That ain't true. But nah, I don't need y'all to pick sides. I just need you to obey both of us. But that comes that goes in how we interact with each other, right? Because now we're the first version of a relationship that they see. that
Ain't
it,
that-
ugly. It could be ugly.
It really can be. And even and it's crazy because I feel like as I've gotten older, now I'm back out here. I'm outside again right now. I'm divorced, right? So I'm outside again.
That's the
And so
saying.
outside,
Yeah,
outside.
outside. Okay.
Right. But it's amazing in conversations and, in reflections and reflecting on things, you kind of see when you're talking to people and how they move in relationships, dating or whatever, like you see, this probably is stemming from what they saw with their mother and father, right?
Right.
And that is huge. I mean, we'll get into that in another show, but
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
you definitely have to make sure that you are coming together, like with, and I guess that's the whole idea of being like evenly yoked and stuff like that. I mean, like I said, that's a whole nother show, but I'm just saying that to say that how you saw your parents definitely impacts how you move in a relationship, right?
Definitely.
And choosing a mate and different things like that. Because I know stuff that my father told me, right? He was like, look, men like this, men do this, right? And one thing he told me, rest his soul, he said, Lisa, whether I'm dead or alive, don't you bring no man in this house that or in your house that cannot do what I did for this family, right? My father was definitely, he was a provider. My
Mhm.
father was very present and just an overall good soul. So, um, and I saw my father love properly and I saw my mother love properly, right? So that instilled in me how I move in relationships when I'm choosing a mate and, when I'm in a relationship, how I move, as a girlfriend, wife, fiance, or whatever. So, yeah, that's pretty dope.
It's definitely a direct correlation, and you definitely, I agree with him again.
Mhm.
And this is just being vulnerable, right? Because this is a real show, right? This
Absolutely.
real flesh, right.
Mm.
Until you understand your childhood, the ins and outs of your childhood, whether you viewed it as good or bad, right? You can't fully understand self in my eyes,
That's
right? Your
it.
upbringing does play a major role in how you operate in the world as an adult, and this goes with children, because we were all once children, and we all have our thought processes about our childhood, and a lot of them were cloudy. They should have been cloudy because there were a lot of grown things going on that we shouldn't have just knew about. It just is what it is, and that was also a layer of protection as well. So now there's nothing that they can't find.
Right. That's the
There's
truth.
nothing. Yeah, it's. I mean, I still had to pay for text messages when I was in high school, so we wasn't texting like that,
At all.
at all. You know what I'm saying? Somebody called me before 7, it was a problem. That's not. They don't live in that world, right?
Listen, before
Right.
9. For me, it was before
Before
9.
9. Oh, okay. We had the good sprint build in. We had the good sprint, but all I'm saying is, all I'm saying is, they is different. Even social media when it popped off, it was now you got people who freely can say whatever
Mhm. Mhm.
you like, and we laugh at it. I ain't gonna lie, we laugh, man. That one's a fool. It ain't funny when your daughter saying it though.
Woo! Ain't that it?
It ain't
Ain't
funny,
that it?
bro. You bust in the bathroom, your daughter got them shorts on dancing. It ain't funny, right?
That's right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I just tell people to be conscious because you never know, man. They all watching. So when I see people twerking and they little son or daughter grabbing their leg, I'll be like, man, that, that's the sponge age, right?
Absolutely. I think
Right.
that the sponge age is all the way up until what? Like, I don't
I
think
say
that frontal lobe. It's
I
like,
say 0 to 10, 0 to 10.
yeah,
You
ab
start sponging everything in. By 12, you trying to put what you know out into the world
that's
or
true.
what you think you know. Yeah.
Listen, okay? Absolutely. So, like, let me ask you this, right? Because I actually just had a very similar conversation. What are some top things that you would tell your daughter to look for in dating, right? Because eventually she gonna be there. Although you like, yo, you not dating till you
They got
40.
some tequila. Okay.
Hey,
Um,
listen.
you want to know something? Just being so me. I'm speaking from both aspects. I'm speaking from a man who was not a good man to women the beginning of his life. Let's be honest, right? And then I look at my thought processes then and look at my thought processes now, and they're totally different based on them. If I'm being honest, I don't want. If I look back, I would never wanted my daughter to date a me then, right? So the first thing you want to look for in a man, right, that I
Mhm,
would teach my daughter to look for in a man is a man who is always looking for an opportunity to be just that.
mhm,
Like we are not more so emotional, but we can be, but we are not more so. We're trying to fix things. We're looking for solutions. Most manly men are looking for solutions. We're not trying to do the That's why you see a lot of men who ain't good at debating. Don't get mad at him. We're not good at debating. We're just trying to find a solution, right? We're just trying to figure out how can we both win.
problem solvers.
A man asks you to go on a date. Is he paying attention to the small things? Is you know is you- if I walk into a situation, I go, man, look, how your gas looking? It's cold outside. Your tires cool. any opportunity that you can give me to be a man, I'm gonna do that now. So now I need them to look for things like that, because when the man don't care, it's more so like, what's up? What you doing? Can I come over? It's direct. They pretty man. It might sound smooth. At the end of the day, it's still, once you shake all of the bull crap off of it, it's still the same thing. Look for somebody who is always looking for an opportunity to be just that for you, whether it is listening, whether it is, it's so many things that can go into play for that. A man actually operates in all avenues, not just hitting nails and laying wood and carpet, and you know what I'm saying. No, we hit all avenues.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We do, yeah. We do run back water. We do help. We do help with eyebrows. I iron your hair out. So what? We look for any opportunity where I can help, where I can fit in.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Let me ask you this, because now I'm be petty.
What's up?
So do you want your daughter, like would you advise your daughter, your baby girls, right, to go 50-50
In a
with
relationship?
in a relationship?
I'm not against it or for it. If I speak on it, so like ideally, and I'm hoping that the average man is thinking ideally, and if he isn't in that position, that's what he's trying to work towards. Ideally, I want to take care of the main bills, like rent, car note, insurance, life insurance, things like that, right?
Mhm.
Ideally, that's what I should aspire to do as a man. I should be able, if I could just handle our living situations. Obviously the insurance is important. Anything can happen, but if I can take care of just the house by myself and what comes with the house, I feel like a complete man. When you 50-50, that's when we both striving to get somewhere, hopefully. Right. If it's 50-50, and right now at times is a little different, right? $200-300 in the grocery store is nothing. But it is nothing, right? So
I'm triggered. 3
yeah,
bags, $300, bro. You're like, what?
snacked a couple times and it's time to go back. But
Absolutely.
we are more so in a dual income world right now, but you still got breadwinners. And more so, I think if I was to talk to my daughter, I would more so look for the mentality. What is his mentality? Is if he had $100 and he said all his bills is paid. If he had $100 to his name and all his bills is paid, what did he do with that $100? If everything that he needed was taken care of, what did he do with that $100? If you say, oh well, he took me out to eat, bought me some roses, so he spent it on you. He spent it on, because men do. We put money where we on shit we care about. Excuse me, I curse, but we pay for what we care, right? Like it just is what it is. When a man care about you, he's gonna spend some money on you. You can call it tricking, you can call it whatever. Now we call it investing, whatever you want to call it. But the lady in his life don't get some money out of him. It just is what it is.
Absolutely. I mean, that makes sense, right? And my father shares something differently. So look, y'all gotta excuse me. I'm gonna be talking about the whole thing.
Father
Like,
like a good dude.
oh man, he was phenomenal. I'm telling you, like he definitely said something very similar to you, right? A man ain't gonna really trip on that. You feel me? Like if he's into you, if he loves you, if he wants to be with you, he ain't ego tripping about, oh well, I got the water and you didn't took this, like he's not gonna do that. My father didn't live that example, right? And again, I know everybody is different. You gotta get it how you live it. Look, hey, woman, if you want to be the breadwinner, you do that for your household if that adds to your quality of
Oh,
life.
man, what? Man, you'll be a fool if somebody said, now if somebody come with it, now you like, dang, that probably be a hard seat to fit in as a man, because you see movies about it where men are like uncomfortable because they women are the breadwinners. Because it's like, I'm supposed to be the breadwinner, but then man, sometimes, man, that's how the cookie crumble. Everything is situational. Ain't that what we just said?
Absolutely. It is definitely case by case. And I have to do that because see, I be getting the inboxes. Okay, so you had said, and I'm like, well, look, that's why I always try to cover it in the show, right?
Uh,
Let me put this disclaimer out here. It is case by case, and I don't knock nobody for what they do. All I can do is just live how I was raised and what feels right to my spirit and my quality of life, and what wisdom was put into me by my first teachers, my mother and my father. So that's how I'm moving, right? So all right, so okay, so we have some comments, Prince. Let's see.
uh,
Let's see what the people's is talking about. Okay. Um Facebook user says, I've said for a long time, be the man you want your son to be and be the man you want your daughter to date. Lit- Woo! I literally just had this conversation. Was it like last night? Like how important it is, right? To be like how you moving, would you want somebody to move with your baby like that, right?
man,
And
a lot
listen,
of people don't want to ask themselves that question right now. A lot of people don't want to answer that. A lot of people don't want to answer that question straight up right now because at the end of the day, you got a lot of people who are very defensive right now. They want to
yes,
date, and they scared, right? So if anything that you kind of nervous about, you're not gonna get your full force effort in, because at the end of the day, the only thing we can't get back is time. So once people are like, I value my time, I value my time. All right, so now if they don't see you of the value, then why is you getting these seconds? Why is you getting?
absolutely,
But at the same time, it goes both ways.
that's
It goes
real.
both ways. We as men, we come in contact with, especially now that I'm trying to live. Now I gotta live my actions. Now I gotta start moving better. I gotta move right because I got people looking up to me. Right now, I'm getting tried left and right now.
Hmm.
You want to pull up? Well,
Right.
and I'm like, and you can't go off looks because you like, man, that filter right there, that filter, that's the one for her. That filter,
You
but then you
hear
think
me?
like, these filters off the chain.
Listen, that filter in that hat, because you know what? It's always, well,
There
I
you
was
go.
talking
Don't
about
do it.
hey,
Don't
this,
do
this,
it.
that too. Some of y'all brothers, y'all be fooling us with them hats, hat fished.
Man, I'm a proud member of the Big Forehead gang. We ain't scared.
That mean you smart. That mean you smart.
Yeah, my frontal thing good.
That mean you smart.
Mhm.
Absolutely. All right, so let's see here. Let's get into these comments. All right, let's look at this. The internet shows us every single day the amount of people who have unhealed traumas,
Whew.
i.e., social. Listen, you hear me? Look,
You got me thinking about James. Are you familiar with James Allen?
no, I'm sprinkle me.
Whew. So James Allen, the book is called As a Man Thinketh. A lot of people know Napoleon.
Hmm.
Um, but As a Man Thinketh, right?
Hmm.
He spoke on people using a lot of words, man. Using a lot of words, man. You spill your insecurities the more you talk. Um, right, and some people need to shut up. I think I just said that respectfully. Shut up.
Hmm.
You just told me. You told me that you were insecure. How I tell you? You told me in 17 different Facebook posts. Now hold on. Even if you stealing these posts and they ain't your posts originally,
Hmm.
these are the ones that stuck out to you. All right. I'm trying to laugh, smile, make somebody laugh. You over there hurt. Oh, this ain't about me. This is why that's what you put out to the world. Right. It's a lot of trauma, and you got a lot of people taking baggage from old relationships into new relationships. Right.
Definitely.
So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Hold on. Let's look at this right here. I'm on a mission to bring the real man energy back.
Wakanda forever.
Do you hear me? Let's bring some Wakanda chants,
Wakanda
right?
forever. You
From
hear me? We in
South
here.
Listen. No, but
We in here.
seriously, masculinity is the core of a man, not macho energy. Okay. All
At
right.
all.
You hear me? Let's see here. Somebody else says, is a mother's relationship with her son just as important?
Hey,
Absolutely
listen.
it is.
I had a whole group discussion in my group about this, and it touched near and dear to my heart. So I'll be vulnerable with the world, right? I didn't have the greatest mother-son relationship. And I also encourage everybody to go to therapy if need be. Men, black men, therapy is okay. It is
There,
actually it is actually dope. It's not meant for you to sit there and have somebody analyze you. No. You in there and you having conversations, but you also reflecting. And you pretty much rationalizing your thoughts,
mhm,
right?
very
And
true.
you come to the conclusion that a lot of your thoughts wasn't rational.
Mhm,
Right?
mhm,
And that which means a lot of your choices wasn't rational, right? I always say the worst mistakes I ever made was the ones I made unconsciously.
mhm, mhm.
Those are my worst mistakes. I didn't even try to do it, but I failed. What? You know what I'm saying? Right. So uh, when it comes to, man, a mother is everything to, you got to think of what you're saying. You're saying a woman, right?
Mhm.
Let's be honest, man. We're going right back to a woman, right? A woman is the main person that a son needs in order to be an effective leader. We need that side of you. We need that compassion. We need the ability like what did you just say? Well, I'm not macho. I'm a man, but I don't mean I'm macho.
Mhm,
I have
mhm,
feelings just like you, right? And that's what we learned from our mother. Your mother is not going to teach you how to disrespect women.
mhm,
Your
mhm.
mother's not going to teach you how to deal with something that she might have went through. All right, she just not. She's gonna be hell bent on her son being the gentleman of the year, and then on top of that, now you get a reinforcement from a strong black man as far as to how we supposed to act with our woman. Now you almost just set him up for greatness.
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
Mothers are very important.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let me put this disclaimer out here.
Very.
We're not discounting. This show is not meant to discount or play down the relationships between mothers and sons.
Oh no.
The topic of this show is just to concentrate on fathers and daughters, right? We got you. We're gonna have a whole show about mothers and sons too, because that's something that needs to be addressed as well, right? Because it's some people running around here with some mommy issues, both men and women, right?
I had them.
So
I had
hey,
them.
I got a good mommy. She listening too, so let me mommy my mommy is good, right?
It's vital, man. It's vital because it was some things that I was full fledged neglecting
Hmm.
unconsciously. And
Absolutely.
so,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. All right, so let's see here. I just want to make sure that I'm addressing these comments. Let's see here. So Joette Pittman says they got to know that they're not enough. Yeah. As far as daughters, they got to know, right? They got to know that probably meant that they are enough, right? Daughters got to know.
Probably, yeah. Probably, man, yeah. They got to know that they are enough. So yeah, man. Listen, so that was one aspect I read. I spent a lot of time thinking about, and like individuality and being a young person and being happy in that. Like you got a lot of people who are not happy with self, so they're not even trying to be self.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Hmm.
there's no way that you can operate in this world and be peaceful within the mind without being comfortable with yourself.
That's true. That's true.
And how do you teach that?
Hmm. Hmm.
That's not a 1 day class, 2 day class. That's life. That's you learn
Absolutely.
you get better with that with age, with time, right? And unfortunately we learn a lot of things at home, right? But we also learn a whole lot in these streets. And the scariest thing you can when it's going towards a daughter or just a child period, right, is who they look up to. Who they look up to. If it ain't you or they dad, who they looking up to? And that
That's
is scary because whoever they look up to, that's who they paying attention to the most, and that's who they're trying to that's who they're trying to emulate. Right? You
true.
gotta think not mature, so they're not gonna make the best decision, right? So then now it's up to you to create a stable foundation and a good environment for your child. How you do that? How you do that when you work 8 hours? You need to sleep 8, and you got transportation to and from school, homework. You got to cook. You got how you don't even got time for your mental health. How you got 16 with just sleep and work alone if you're getting 8, right? Right. That's if you get.
Yeah, what's that? It's
What's
people
that?
supposed to sleep 8 hours,
What's that, man?
sleep
What's
that long.
that?
Now let me ask you this, Prince, because communication, just across the board, communication is key on so many levels, right? So, like, how do you initiate communication with your daughters about anything? Like, how do you approach your baby about it? Like, what's your approach to getting them to communicate, to have that open door policy with your baby?
So I think that is one of my strong points. I allow them to speak, and that's because I come from the generation of shut up when grown people talking. When people talking, get up out the room. Grown people talk, get up out the room. I come up from a shut up type situation, like be quiet, right? So now, just because you making them be quiet doesn't mean their brain stop working. So I understood that, right? So when it comes to my daughter, they free. A lot of people that follow me see them. We dance together. We do hair. We do nails. We do all these different things. And some of the stuff, I'll be honest with you, I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I don't like this. But it's not me. It's not for me. And I think we need more than ever now is to listen and actually pay attention to what it is your child is into and what moves them, because right now it's totally different for one than what you would think it would be. All right. They are exposed to, like you just said, everything, right? And at vulnerable ages, to where you got children that don't even understand sexuality but having to choose. Why is that even a choice right now? Right? Why is that even a thought process? So you got a lot of different things that they are experiencing and that they're exposed to that we weren't. It will forces you to listen because you're gonna learn something, right? You're going to, because now you like, whoa, hold on. You might throw you off initially because you're saying, oh, she too mature. She fast. That's what everybody loves to say. She fast. No, they learning faster. You know what I'm saying? The calculus is at like 10th grade now, right? Not great. Like calculus, we didn't even need that to graduate. That was a core 40. That was a upper echelon high school diploma, right? Right. So now that's stock. They're thinking faster, they're processing, and they're dealing with things at a faster rate and at earlier times. And so shutting them down, you ain't gonna do nothing but be lost in the sauce. You're just gonna hear about what your child did as opposed to them tell you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now let me ask you this, because I love the stuff that you mentioned that you do with your baby girls. Now, I've seen viral posts and pictures, right? We all probably didn't seen them, where there was this picture, beautiful family, a mom, a dad with their 2 girls. Everybody's wearing a ballerina tutu outfit.
Okay.
Do you feel as a father that you have to go over and beyond to?
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. If you ask my child that right now, she was right here right now, she'd be like, Daddy ain't putting on no tutu. I wouldn't need to answer that, right? But man, listen, if that's what I'll do, I am a fan of people who go out who don't care about what nobody thinks of them. I'm a fan of people like that, because what does it really matter? You sleep with you at night. So if that's how you get through to your child, man, do it. Right? Everybody had tutus on. Daddy, I have on some Nike Speedos or something. I could do the Speedo. I could do the hoochie daddies. I can't do, and it ain't the exclusive hoochie daddies either. It's just right above the knee. I don't need too much style, but at the same time, I'm me. I'm my own person, and I don't need to think. I don't need to do go to that extreme. But I have let my 4-year-old put some lip gloss on my lips. We in the house. I ain't about to dot this door with it on my lip. but
Yeah,
what
I've seen them
happened?
post too. The daddies with the red lipstick and the dresses on with their daughters going to Walmart. I have seen a
Man,
post.
we don't went I went overboard. I did the Trinidad James. We went and I acted the fool in Applebee's when my kid, they was laughing. They was embarrassed but laughing, but it was experience. I ain't care what nobody thought about me.
Absolutely. All right. So we have some comments from our listeners. Teaching them how to communicate even through anger. Have to remember kids get anxious and stressed too.
That social emotional development keep popping up, don't it?
Don't it though?
It's
That's
important. All right. But
absolutely.
who do they see? If I'm getting pissed, if I'm getting to the point where there is levels of mad, right? And there are levels of mad that you shouldn't reach. It
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
is. So if you see somebody get to the point where, you know, they are hollering and screaming and getting closer to you, that's a level I don't care what we talking about. We should never get to, right? But it happens.
It does.
All right, but who's watching? Now you just said it was okay because now y'all hugged up later.
Definitely. Definitely.
You just said it was okay. So now when little Nook Nook snatch your daughter up, you ready to kill him. Now these kids now express it. They don't do all that just crying and don't say nothing. They express it. Well, how you gonna do that when you and mama was just bumping the other day? They ain't gonna and you what you gonna do? Get mad?
Hmm. Hmm.
No, you gotta get accountable at that point. You know what I mean? You gotta shut up and listen now. Because
Absolutely.
at that point, you going, oh wait, that's an unconscious mistake. That's what I'm getting at. It's unconscious. You're not intentionally saying I'm trying to teach my child to accept mental abuse or physical abuse or any type of abuse, right? You're not doing that, but you are though.
Absolutely. Definitely. Definitely. Let's see here. So let's see here. Communication with your child is built from the womb. Once they're here, just simply having consistent communication, allowing them to be heard, and most importantly, you set the example with how you communicate within your and their environment on a perpetual basis. Steve, Steve.
That's a right there. That deserve a comment. That was a stamp right there.
You listen,
what you
listen.
facts.
Fat bars. I took it,
Yeah,
Jacob.
ain't that what he said? Bars. Yeah, facts. Yeah.
Absolutely. Let's see here. Okay, someone else says, I started communicating with my daughter when she was a baby. I established a strong communication foundation when she was young. That way, as she got older, she always felt comfortable to approach me.
It's very important for them to feel like they can approach you because the worst thing you can have is a silent child. Because again, when they silent, that doesn't mean that they're not thinking. I'm almost scared when kids is too quiet. What y'all
Listen,
up there doing? What you thinking about? What's on your mind? Talk to me. Holla at me.
definitely.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We have another comment. I'm a girl dad. No tutus for me.
Facts.
Society emasculates black men consistently, and I'm not adding to it. Just my point of view. That's fair.
Fair.
Absolutely. And,
Fair.
definitely case by case, right? Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, my daddy never put on no tutu. My listen, my father was a man's man. That wasn't happening. No
Man.
tutu for him. But he still added to my narrative without having to do that, right? Because I think I turned out cool. I'm cool. I got my issues
He
like
still held you. He still rubbed you. He still kissed you. He still ran
absolutely,
the bath water. He still did all of these things actions that show I care. He didn't have to put on a tutu to do that.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Let's see here. Let's see here. So as far as like peer pressure, right?
Mm.
Right. Because that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen. And
Oh,
especially social media, it's consistent. Like us, I think we got a break. I know back in the throwback days, we had peer pressure, but usually that was when we was in school, right? But we can go home and not. So, like, how do you deal with peer pressure when it comes to your daughter? Like,
the craziest thing right now is they don't really try to they actually don't try to express bullying. if it gets to the point where they told you they getting bullied, you just know you found out late.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things as far as peer pressure right now that I believe are relevant are weed use, marijuana, sex, um, and I maybe this is personal. So I'll say this is personal for me. Exposing children's too much of children's skin too much. Why does
I was thinking that. I was
why,
wondering if
why does a 3-year-old need the biker shorts that my woman has on? Why do I need to see a 3-year-old's body? The pamper was fine, right? Like why do I need? And it just all like you said, it feeds into another aspect, which is our women, and it's okay. You can't just be a rapper. You gotta shake some butt to rap. Why? Queen Latifah was cold to me.
apps
Why?
definitely,
You know what I
definitely.
mean? You know what I'm saying? It's and this is and you listen to people in the struggles of getting in the industry, and that be they big struggle. Like, dang, I really gotta show some skin. Yeah, it's all bad. You know what I mean? It's all bad. So who did it transfer down to? Who does Nicki inspire? Who does Doja Cat inspire? What's they children? So
Facts.
now you got to bust into the bathroom every now and then just to make sure. Any parent that got daughters, you got to bust in the bathroom. You got to bust in the bathroom. It just is what it is.
So the whole busting in the bathroom, right? Because I feel like if I had kids, I'd be nosy. Like I was telling my mother, because I asked her, I said, "Did you ever read my diary, Mama?" My mother was like, "No, I didn't read your diary," but I was the
Ready
type
twice.
she had to read because I was gonna tell her anyway, like, "Mommy, this is what happened," or whatever, right? Or "Daddy, this is what's going on." Like, so they really, I was just that kid, right?
Man,
So
you blessed because
yeah,
some
like,
it's a lot of these kids that I'm talking about teenagers. All right, so I had a situation where I was crying with a teenager. Uh, he expressed to me that his mom introduced him to drugs, right? And he shot up with his mom. Now this is sophomore in high school, man. First of all, when he said it, first of all, you got to go. Hold up, am I even qualified to talk to you? But then, but when that care and concern hits you, you qualified because now that nurturing side comes in, and man, he just wanted to be heard. Most of the kids they want to be heard, but they don't know how to use their voice yet. You know what I mean? Even now dealing with my daughter, what's acceptable to me is not acceptable with her mom. All right, I don't care if she put on makeup because before she put it on, you still look good to me. You the coldest. All right, my mom, oh, she's too fast. Like, she's a girl. She's playing the makeup. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, you see all the Barbies around here? You know what I'm saying? She's like,
that's true.
but, but, but when you do some things, they do have a consequence or a reaction. And the last thing you want your child to do is to shut down on you or view you as what they call them now, ops.
Mm, that makes sense.
You don't
So,
understand me anyway. You gonna tell me I'm fast. You gonna tell me I'm pretty much because they ain't slow. You pretty much telling me I'm old because I want to put some makeup on and I like all the new TikTok dances. This is that. This is what they do now. Right? There is a healthy way to do it, but I don't believe you need to have all your skin out. I don't need to believe you don't know. You don't need to have a beat face going into school. No, but if you were in the crib and you come down with the face beat, and listen, I'm gonna tell you to keep practicing because people make money off of it. Be one of your side hustles.
that
But
makes
that's my thought process. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
that makes sense. So let me ask you this, because we definitely have some more comments. How do you establish this, you as a daddy? How do you establish that boundary with being their friend, because you want to be kind of like their homie, right? So that they'll come to you, and being a parent, right? Or is there such thing? Or do you just maintain daddy status, but
Gotta have it, right? You gotta have a balance, and I think the easiest way to do it is just to be straight up front about what you ain't going for. You ain't necessarily got to be malicious. You ain't got to be, hey, listen, right now, I ain't trying to hear about a boyfriend. I don't think you ready. All right. This is why I don't think you ready. Now you can tell me why you feel like you ready. I'm gonna listen. It's a lot of here, but what you gonna do? Just man, do I? I'm not. I'm a solution finder. I'm not trying to be wrestling in my brain like, is she gonna sneak? Is she gonna? Nah. If anything, let me be the one to take y'all on y'all first date. You know what I'm saying? I know you ain't
look,
nothing under my watch. Y'all want to go to the
we
movies? Go ahead. I'll sit all the way in the back, right on your first encounters, right? Because I mean, let's just be honest, this is gonna happen. But just being straightforward as what you know what it is you're going for and what you're not going for, what you can't take and what you can take. So, and your child knows it as well. So you just more so lay that down. Hey man, that's final. We can have a convo about it, but after this is final, right? And we can revisit it. We can revisit it, man. You might even set a certain age. I think you might be ready to date when you're 16. You know, a dad gonna say when you're 40. You know, anything crazy, but no, you just be straightforward. Because trying to beat around the bush, now the miscommunications can be fatal.
Absolutely. So we have some more comments. Let's get through these. Okay, so peer pressure is insignificant when you establish a golden bond with your daughter. You and her mother will be the biggest influence on her when she may be tempted to. Everything starts at home. Hashtag girl dad.
And it does. And the bad, like let's speak on the uncomfortable topic, right? When you don't necessarily end up in a relationship with the mother. She has two homes now. She has two homes now. And there are two totally different things going on in those two homes. All right. So if mom starts dating, and it doesn't matter what you think at that point, right? This is mom's choice in the man. What is he showing your child? Them hours that you're at home with your own family. The more people you bring into the play, the more personalities, the more I do believe in spirit. Sorry, the more spirit.
Don't apologize. We not apologizing for that.
You know, you're bringing. What are you bringing? That's and that is not now. That's out of bounds for me to ask that. You know what I mean? And I can, we can if we able to have that conversation, that respectful conversation that's aimed towards, our child, right? But let's just be honest, man. A lot of people don't have that ability to have that conversation without friction.
Definitely. You are never your child's friend ever. You can be friendly, but not their friend. What you think about that, Prince?
Them my dogs. I ain't gonna lie. My kids, my dog. Them my best friends. You get the realest smile out of me when I'm with them. Like that's man. I don't care what I'm going through. When they around me, and I have like I said, I have I have things that I still feel like I need to work on, right? Because I'm still learning as I go. But and I learned from a lot of other people. I got my mentors a little older than me, so I kind of like ask a lot of questions now. But yeah, they my friends, and that's personal. That's just me. Because when we having conversations in the car, once they hit a certain age and you having these conversations, you like, what you actually using your brain? I love it. You get that from me. You don't get that from me. You get that from me. That's when you in there like that, right? Now we ain't going to have no drinks and nothing like that. Now we ain't social friends like maybe what they might be thinking of or maybe what they were speaking of, right? But nah, they my friends.
I feel that. Because I can say Daddy that was my homie,
Man,
right?
what?
Oh man, that I could tell him anything, right? My mother, but I always respect and respected their authority, you know. So it
Facts.
was never where it was out of line, like, never that. So,
So that's the balance you're talking about then.
and
There
that's
is.
not to accomplish, because I would say probably during my teenage years I got really close to my mom, because for me high school was not my best. That was not my prime. I was so ready to be done with high school. It was just so much going on. And I realized, because there were certain girls that I thought was my homegirls, right? No, I learned early, you know,
Yeah.
back
Yeah.
the cruelty that kids can be. I learned early, and I remember talking to my mom, and in that moment I knew that that was like that was going to be like my best friend, if you will,
Hmm.
with boundaries, right? Okay. So let's see here. Someone, so oh, we got some things, and we're going to have to wrap this up shortly. Okay. A man leads his daughter, grown boy dictates false power. Right.
I like him, man. We're gonna have to add him later, man. We're gonna have to add,
Listen, hey, let me tell you
we're gonna have to
something.
add him, man. Make sure you
Got
make
you.
yourself seen. I follow him. You know what? You can feel energy. You know, that's a big word everybody loves using now. The energy, the energy. Yeah, all right. Well, do you understand it is real? Right? Yeah, somebody's energy without words can make me leave a room or stay in a room. Right? And now the key word I said was no words. Right? And I said that because, right, without words, how can I be macho or over manly?
Mhm,
Right,
mhm.
you know, most of the time it just you see a big guy, big 6'5" guy, all muscles. You like, dang, you have your perception, but that doesn't. Then he be like, hi, just blew your whole thought process, right? So, like, no, you pretty much, man, you gain the knowledge, right? You seek the knowledge. I'm sorry, you seek the knowledge. You meditate on it. After you meditate on it, you see how it applies to your life, and you put it into action. It just is what it is.
That's real. That's real.
And that's what men do. That men just seek knowledge all the time, and once they get it, let it manifest, and they just try to put it into action. And that right there speaks volumes. People feel that. They feel that. They actually feel it more than that fake macho act. They actually feel that more. Like so, man, 100% agree.
That makes sense. Well, we're gonna wrap up. Let me make sure we have nothing else. Oh, here we go. I don't punish my friends.
I do, man. You know, I'll turn that D&D on immediately. You get to doing too much.
I don't raise my friends.
Now that I ain't doing. But you got some friends that's raising these men. We can end on that one. Yeah. You better go
That's right.
listen to jail.
Yeah, I do want to, like, because it's about time to come to a close, right?
Cool.
Let me ask you, Prince. So, what advice would you give fathers who want to be more involved in their daughter's life? We had a guest not too long ago who talked about their daughter, and their, is a little tumultuous with their relationship, okay, which happens, right?
Facts.
So, like, what advice would you give fathers who want to be more involved, who want to improve those relationships with their daughters?
The top thing for me right now, and it's pretty much because I'm in the moment right now, I would say to be there, right? No matter what you have or what you don't have. And no matter a lot of men that I've learned get so thrown off by the mother's thought processes, the mother's what the mother says, or how he feels about the mother, or just feelings really, that it prevents them from being present, right? And just that that's the only way you can really know, because if not, you wondering. That phone call don't give you a full picture. Um, just be as present as much as you can, and always be family first, because right now, everybody's trying to find relationships and trying to find everything but themselves and their family. You got Friendsgiving now.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
families close as they used to be. Right? And families need to get back close, because especially our families, because our families are powerful. And um, I really believe once we get to a position to where the average black man thinks unified, we are too dangerous. We're a threat. We're a weapon at that point.
It's real. That's real. That's real. All right, so we're gonna wrap this up. So tell our listeners, where can they find you, right?
So,
And
where can they find me?
where can they find you? And do you have any like projects or anything coming up? But most important, where can they find you, Prince?
So now I got a lot of things that I have in process.
Mhm.
A lot of things that I want to do as far as outreach. I do want to establish a Healed Hearts Open Mind Foundation for just generated towards my passion is young men, um, 0 to 12. I think that is the age where it's crucial for them to learn how to be social and what's okay as far as the emotional aspect and what we need to work on. We got a lot of just irrational teens right now that are males. So my that's my first focus right now. So right now I'm just trying to get everything, get all the information I can to get that as my first project outside of the Healed Heart Open Mind just group. I wanted more so something I can call my own as far as reaching out into the community and speaking with teenagers. Um, Preferably, I would speak to any teenager, but preferably, I think the men right now um, need to wake up, and we need to realize that we need to reach back because we got a lot of trauma about to be adults.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So do you have an Instagram, and
Instagram, yes,
yeah.
I have all of those things. Okay,
So what them
so
Instagram M's?
uh, okay, Instagram is Prince Milkama, just like that, one word, Prince Milkama. On Facebook is Prince Milkama. Then what else? What else do I have? Everything is Prince Milkama. You should be able to find me, and there's only one me.
That's it. That's it. And I will definitely post it across all platforms that I'm about to give. Um, to
Yeah,
make
you
sure
got me
that
doing that. Hey man, we gotta give you some praise before we leave out of here too, man. This is dope what you're doing, and a lot of the topics that you are speaking on, man, it's more so of a motivation for me to keep pushing and doing what I'm doing, because at the end of the day, you don't realize how many people you can reach. This gives us an opportunity to actually have men have conversations. This is a healthy form of communication between a black man and a black woman, right?
absolutely.
Need to see more of that. Right?
Thank you. I'm humble. Peace. Thank you so much for that. And we definitely going to collaborate because I mean we got to impact these masses out there, right? We have powerful platforms that can reach masses and hopefully to help bridge some of the adversity that's out there. And like I said, at this point, hey, it's about quality of life, and all I want is soul connections and divine connections. And I definitely feel that about you, Prince. So I feel
Man,
like everyone that comes on this show, I'm telling you, ever since I was like, let me go on and get this podcast started back. And a really good friend of mine, Daniel Artest, he listens all the time. He was like, nah, you about to get back into this. And I'm telling you, ever since just taking that step to start this podcast back, it's just like it's been nothing but divine connections. Because I remember you reaching out to me and I've seen some stuff that you post, and I'm like, okay, that's a soul. That's a divine. That's a soul connection. So I'm just always so grateful for my guests and just all the support. Like everybody that's on here now, like I want to call y'all all out by name, right? I appreciate y'all so much, from Anthony to Maurice to Joette to Daniel to Jacoby, like there's so many people like I try to call out because I feel like if you took the time, because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you right here with me. Now I forgot who said that. Was that Drake? I don't know who that was, but whoever it
Whoever
was.
said it, it's a quote now.
Absolutely. And Jessica, like I appreciate you all so much. My aunt, all y'all listening, I appreciate y'all. So let me tell y'all about Relationship Soup. Let me tell y'all where to find us. I say it every show. So YouTube, you want to follow us on YouTube. It is Relationship Soup, period. Right. And I say it every show. It's YouTube, y'all. They made me put the period. I had to put the period, right? So then on
Period.
Facebook,
Ain't that what they say now? Period.
period. You gotta say with the T on the end, right?
I ain't good without that yet. I ain't good.
I'll do it for you, Prince. I'll do it for you.
Got
So,
me.
and on Instagram, we're just Relationship Soup. On Facebook, it's Relationship Soup Group. Come join this forum. We are 25K strong. Come join us. Come join the conversation and hit me up if you want to be a guest. Right? We want everybody. I want all of y'all on my show. Right? Um, and then also Relationship Soup LLC. So you can follow us and join the conversation on all those platforms. Thank you, Jessica. Look, Jessica on it. She said, "Look, I'm already subscribed."
What's
We love
up, Jessica? I appreciate it.
absolutely. Um, hey, this definitely was a dope show. Definitely a dope show.
Yeah, I gotta look at that. I gotta follow him. I mess
Oh,
with
you
Buddy.
know what?
I
Let
mess
me
with
tell
Buddy.
you, that's my homie. That's Music Man. That's Maurice.
Hey
Look,
man,
I'm
I mess
calling you
with
out,
Buddy.
Maurice. I'm calling you out. Right? He trying to hide behind the profile, but that's Maurice. Put, the intro together. He is
Oh,
super
okay.
a super dynamic soul. I'm gonna connect y'all. I know y'all gonna get
That's
along.
good,
But
man.
so
The
I'm
more
gonna
men
connect.
talk, the more they gonna. Yeah.
That's needed. And y'all need each other. Like I know
That's
y'all talk
right.
about how women we be talking, but it's time for y'all to start having some
And
conversations.
we be talking to. Don't ever let these fools fool y'all. They are. Some of them talk more than women.
I'm gonna
I
tell you
didn't say
something.
that. I didn't say that. That's a whole nother podcast.
We
That's
we
another
we
20
gonna get
minutes
into
on
that
to
because some of it is. Listen, I
yeah.
ain't gonna say
A
too
little
much
too
'cause
much.
I
A little more than y'all. Just too much.
So, do you have any last words of wisdom or anything you want to share? Just any affirmation, anything?
Um, as as a man thinketh, so shall he be. So I ask that everyone just whatever you believe in, just get in touch with self, learn self, and once you learn self, man, the possibilities of peace is right here. It's close.
Absolutely, absolutely. My last words of wisdom for on tonight, I would say, love yourself, forgive yourself, and give yourself grace. Right? But so often I find sometimes people they give everybody else grace, they give everybody else peace, but they're giving all this giving, but give it to yourself. Love yourself. Give
Uh,
yourself grace and give yourself peace, right? So, thank y'all all for joining us on tonight. It was a fantastic show. I love you all. And next show, listen, we're going to have you back, Prince. So, don't think that you only going to do this show. Don't think I'm a one and done. Uh, it's going to be other shows. So, thank y'all. Good night. We love you. See you next week. Have a great rest of your week. Peace.